5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay. Have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Sharon McQueen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The meeting of the Park Board of the City of Connersville, Indiana is now in session. Please turn your cell phone ringers off. Roll call.
Jen Conaway,
Present.
Jeff Cooley,
Here.
Kenny Burgess,
Here.
Sharon McQueen,
Here.
Tom Powers.
Have reading of the minutes of the December 27th, 2018 meeting. Do we have any additions or corrections?
I'll make a motion to accept 2 minutes.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, on new business, we have officer election. Tom is not present, but he agreed to the nomination of continuing as president. I have a motion.
I make a motion to accept Tom as president.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Need a nomination for vice president.
I nominate Jen Conaway as vice president.
I accept.
She's done such a fine job so far.
Need a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we have Carl Scheib for the Children's Walk, April 13th, 2019.
Yes, thank you.
Hi.
Good evening, and thanks for putting me on the agenda tonight. I'm here to talk about April Child Abuse Awareness Month. And hopefully in the past years, you've seen pinwheels and yard signs and billboards and all kinds of things in April. We do a children's parade, which is all kinds of fun. This year it's going to be on April 25th, superheroes and hopefully the band and a number of things. So last year, and we keep trying to build every year to raise awareness, celebrate families. So last year we added a 5K run in Roberts Park. We had a little bit of a problem because we put a rain day. We learned runners don't like rain days. You run regardless. So we went from a bigger attendance to about 70 runners. We had a good time. We coupled that with a resource tent, and the police came out with a canine demonstration. We had a nice time, passed out resource guides and things like that. We wanted to build on that and do that again this year. We'd like to have a 5K on November 13th inside of the park again. It's since we're inviting hopefully mostly children, we want to keep them kind of safe as possible, and the park is beautiful. Love the wood sculptures, they're awesome. So it makes it very scenic. April's really tough weather-wise, though. We had silly safaris lined up last year, and because of the weather we had to cancel, and again I think it hurt our attendance. So what we'd also like to do is ask if we could use the Roberts Building. The Eagles and Riders, we got great suggestions last year to add a pancake breakfast, move our resource and agencies inside, have silly safaris for the public, for kids and families to come in, access agencies as well as community resources. That's what we'd like to do on the 13th. We've added Kelly Flum, the new Head Start director. I didn't know at the time what an avid runner she is, planner, headed up the competition between the elementaries in terms of running. So we're expecting hopefully 200, 300 kids and their families would be awesome. Carrying pinwheels and running the route and celebrating families and enjoying the day. Runners start early, so we'd probably be there actually probably about 6:30, make sure it's all set up. Plan to start the race about 8. They'll be done by 9. Tentatively, silly safaris would come in between 9 and 10. We cannot charge, nor do we charge for anything. Everything is donation, and we do that just to cover costs. So there would be a donation for people that wanted to donate for the pancakes, things like that. Questions, comments? We would leave the Roberts building better than we found it. We always do, because we'd always like to come back and build on it again next year. Questions, comments? Runners in the group? People want to be in the parade?
Is it
We're looking for superheroes.
Is
What do you
that,
think?
is that date available?
Yeah.
It is available.
Like a good event.
Yeah, our elementary runners are actually doing the Fayette 5K.
Yes.
They do the 3K the weekend before.
Yes, I think Kelly was telling me,
April.
we were going to go on the 25th.
Yeah.
She actually graduates with her master's or doctorate on that day, so we had to go to the other one. And Kelly's trying to, because I said, well, since she's already got something going to the schools and all the kids, we can take our, pinwheel event to there. And like Wayne County, she's trying to build a Fayette County Challenge. So this race and the school race and some of the other ones, she'd like to get 4 or 5 going, so there'd be a competition just between the races themselves. Not a runner anymore, I don't really do all that, but I'm excited for them.
So now, are you wanting us to waive the fee? Is that what you're asking for?
Yes,
That's-
yes.
It won't cost us anything.
No.
either, Right?
No, we would clean up and,
Now, we normally do this as a co-sponsor. Is that the way we do it when we do it for free? So
Usually.
would we be listed as a
Absolutely.
co-sponsor?
that'd be great.
I think that's what we
Um,
normally do for waiving fees.
We also, it's not the PCA, but we also, we're the ones that kind of help on the front end of the Halloween with all the agencies and all that. So that would be the same group that we would try and move over into the Roberts building to, again, be available for families and connecting to local resources.
And the run is just going to be in the park.
Yes. Yeah, last year was our first year. I'm really glad Kelly's on board this year. We learned a lot, maybe kind of the hard way the first year. And I want to keep it in the park if we can, if we get that permission, just because, I don't know, there's liability and the worst, one of those, if, worst case scenario, if you can live with the outcome, then let's go for it. And an accident out on a
Safety
fun
factor.
run with the kids is not something,
No.
I don't want to do that. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. You have to make a few loops, but you can do a 5K inside.
Yeah.
Yes, we do 2 laps around. Daryl set up last year and coned it all out, and actually even was our pace lap for the start and everything. We have a timer that comes, so we have to, we do charge, I don't know what they're going to charge this year, but it covers the T-shirt. They get a T-shirt, and I didn't realize that they all want timers, so you got to cover the cost of timers, and that's a whole avenue I had no idea. Minimum
Greg
fees
Stewart-
and
does Greg
charged by
Stewart-
the time and by the runner, and it's like, oh my
Stewart
Is it
gosh.
Stewart Road Racing that does it?
I think that's who we used last year, and they did do a good job. They cut us a deal and those
Yeah,
kind of
he
things.
will. Yes.
I think they expected us to have more as well, and helped us out by cutting us a deal. How much is usually the Roberts building, just out of curiosity?
For that amount of time.
How long were you needing it for? It's usually
Um,
$30 per hour.
What is it?
Usually 30 per hour.
Oh, I think on there it says 7 to noon.
Yeah.
We expect people, we expect to be done by, Silly Safari's will be over at 10. People will be wrapping up, they'll probably be out of there by 10:30, 10:45, and we'll clean up, stay until noon and make sure it's all cleaned up and put away. Eagle Riders are gonna do the pancake breakfast. They have all the equipment and have set up before, so that's all kind of a self-contained thing that they'll do.
You s-
Okay, I need a
What do you think?
motion.
Go ahead.
No, good. Can-
I need a motion to waive the fee for the Children's Walk on April 13th, 2019 for use of the Roberts Building.
And with us being co-sponsor.
With us
Yes,
being
and
co-sponsor,
absolutely
yes.
being co-sponsors.
That makes it easier on us because we're a part of it. We can
Sure.
pay the fee easier that way. So
I appreciate that, thank you.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Outstanding, thank you.
And also, let us know.
Please mark your calendar to come out and join us, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know if you need help. I know last year when we did the kids run, with kids running in the park, we blocked off
Yes.
roads.
Um,
So let us know if you'll need
I talked to
anything like
Dennis.
that.
Already, we kind of met with him a couple times and talked to him about it. And again, probably will, he said that he probably will get with Daryl just to kind of how they set it up last year. They have a indoor, or an in-park course, and
Yes.
in all honesty, we couldn't have done it without you guys last year. We brought the people on the tables and, you know, the outside stuff, but in terms of actually doing it, we got the Stuart timer guy and those kind of things, but you all really set up the course and got it going and those kind of things, and Dennis said he would be more than happy to help in any way, once it got approved in any way possible, so that's
Yeah.
appreciative.
Because.
And
you're-
Kelly being experienced at doing all
Right.
those things is, again, certainly a blessing.
And you want to keep it all on the road. Your runners don't like running in the grass.
Right. They don't like running up and down hills, and
It's
they don't
harder.
like this. I learned a lot last year about runners.
But we may have to block roads off, so
Yeah,
just,
you will. have
Yeah,
to find some
yeah.
of those.
And we have enough helpers, and we lined it last year with pinwheels,
Mm-hmm.
so it's an easier
Cool.
follow, place to follow. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
thank
Thank you.
And Erica, we probably put that on our Facebook page too, don't we?
Yep.
The park.
Oh, that'd be great. Once this got approved tonight, we'll have official flyers, and those things will be coming out. We'll make sure you get one, and yeah, that'd be great. Anything we can do to help promote, celebrate families is great. I think we've made great strides in the county in the last decade in terms of information and awareness and bringing to light conversations that we need to have, making improvements. So thank you very much.
Thank you
Well,
for what
thank
you
you.
do.
okay, next we have Marcia Day for Out of the Darkness Walk on June 8th, 2019.
This will be our third year for it. Our first year, we had over 200 walkers. Last year, we were a little down a bit because of the fact that it was later on in the day. So this year, it will run from 12 noon to 4 p.m. 12 to 2 would be registration. The walk will go on from 2 to 4. I am in the process now of speaking with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention about seeing how we can't get the money that we raise to stay here in Fayette County. The week 2 weeks before the walk in June last year, there were 7 suicides. 1 that morning. I know it's a touchy subject. I know people don't like it, but we got to talk about it. And we've got to bring it out into the open. Because Indiana ranks number 1 in the entire nation for kids between the ages of, they say 10 and 14, to either think, attempt, or complete suicide. So we've really got to bring this to the forefront, and hopefully with this walk, that's what we can do. So, last couple of years, we've had it at the pavilion. So that's what I'm here for tonight, is to see if you guys would be willing to donate the pavilion again.
And we have done that the last 2 years for her. Did you check the date?
It's available.
Okay. Do I have a motion for her to use the pavilion?
So moved.
And a second?
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next under new business, we have the Elders Luncheon on May 16th, 2019. Each year they use the Miller Building and we donate the linens. So we don't have anybody to speak, so.
It's a great event.
My mother-in-law actually puts it on, so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think
What's
we
her
could
name?
approve. Mary Ann.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. That's what they're all been
So-
talking about.
I move that we waive the fee for the elders lunch again this year.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, item E for new business. Jesse sent an email last week about the amphitheater lighting. Did you have any questions about that?
Some of the others
No.
does it too with the bicentennial.
Right.
I thought it looked pretty good.
It's a good thing for the amphitheater too. It will be a permanent
Right.
thing.
The one thing that she mentioned was at some point, so after it's installed and we have the money, and they're still working on, like, how they're paying for their part and then other donations that we can get. But we do have the money in our budget and in different areas that we can pay for it. But also eventually we will look at amending our fees for the use, for renting the amphitheater to include if they request use of the lighting. So that'll help keep up with the maintenance of it.
It's good to know.
You say we have the money, but we'd be
Yes,
taking it from other places, right? We don't actually have,
we don't have like a line
A budget
item
item.
for, right. And I'm sorry, I don't have the email in front of me, but she
I
mentioned.
can't find
yeah.
it either.
it says the Bicentennial Committee has agreed to raise money for the majority of the project and is asking the park to pay approximately $6,821.42. We currently have $2,157.73 in the amphitheater fund, which leaves around $4,700 from the park budget. And then she recommended taking it out of 363 repair of buildings and/or 441 other equipment. But the question I have about taking it out of the repair of the buildings, we've got that in there to repair buildings all year. And if we take it out of there and use it, we're gonna need that money.
We actually increased our budget on that so that we could work on the tennis courts, as well as any of the building repairs that we had talked about last year.
And it kind of sort of is building repair.
Yeah.
It is.
In a way.
So we have.
It's upgrading.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's something that we have to, we have to move a little bit of money around to do. I think it's well worth it.
Right.
Yes.
So we ended up putting, hold on just a second. Yes, we have 40,000 in that. I think we increased our budget by 20,000 last year.
Like you said,
For
to
that.
use for the tennis courts, and we still
Right.
have to get the tennis courts fixed yet too.
Right.
Yeah.
But we increased our budget for all of that.
That's true. We had talked about maybe converting some of those tennis courts to pickleball courts, right? And-
Right, but we still have to do the same thing
Right.
with the asphalt.
Right.
I bet pickleball people talking to me about that last week. Getting more courts.
We haven't had usable tennis courts since we've had a park board, basically.
True.
And I keep harping on that, every year, and it just keeps getting pushed aside, and it's.
Yeah, and, I just don't know if that's really a viable thing anymore. So many people play. I know we would like to have them, whatever, but I don't know if the cost of repairing them is really worth it or not. You know what I'm trying to say? I just the pickleball is really exploding. We could use that, and then the other. I just don't. I don't know how. I don't know if it's
Right.
cost effective or not. I
Right,
don't
and we
know.
get money from pickleball. Like they pay to use, like the Miller Building and,
And we want to do
It's
that.
just-
We've always, I'm in favor of changing the one
Right.
court at least into two, and then maybe even another
then-
one someday. And I know
yeah.
tennis has kind of fallen
It's
off over the
fading
years, and we've
off,
got good
yeah.
courts at the high school that they use. But on the other hand, I remember we had somebody came and really talked to us one time about wanting the tennis courts fixed back a few years ago. And I know there's people, if we have them, we need to fix them, you know, so we need to do
Yeah.
something besides just
Yeah,
letting them.
maybe it's time
yeah,
to
it's,
redo.
and we
rethink
still have
that.
enough in that fund that we can talk about that later.
And also they're increasing the size of the stage. Moving the stage out, it's gonna be a bigger stage.
Yeah.
So
At the
is-
amphitheater,
At the
yes.
amphitheater, yeah.
So do they
Yes.
have events planned for that they're wanting to do this for, or
For the
they?
bicentennial, yes.
And they wanted to make a
already
lasting
have.
contribution
Yes.
from the bicentennial, and it was the lighting and the staging.
And then she said that they are gonna raise the money for the majority of it. So, is that true? So
Yes.
then $4,700 yet from us, or what is it? $6,800 from us.
They're doing all their fundraising now, and
Yeah.
coming in pretty decent.
And then the other, and I'm in favor of spending money to do things and fix the park and all our money. But then on the other hand, we've got another amphitheater that we're getting ready to build that doesn't have any electric at the, you know, in the new complex. So we have to keep that in consideration too.
But is that part of the same budget?
Mm,
She said if we needed information on that.
Not really clear on that.
Down.
I don't
I
know.
don't think we need
Whole
to.
I
different
think it's a,
thing.
I think it is a whole different. Jess would know better, but
The new field, the new complex.
is it totally
Is
separate?
that a totally separate thing from the budget that we have here?
I don't know.
I don't know as of right now. I haven't heard. I don't know. We would have to ask Jess.
So what, so they're asking us to approve that transfer, is that what they want?
To pay the difference.
Is that what Jess is asking?
Mhm.
I don't know. This is the first
Or
I've
is
heard
that
of
just-
it. I didn't even know she was
is it
meeting
just
with the bicentennial
discussion?
committee
I think it's just discussion
Oh, okay.
tonight, so that we were
Okay.
aware.
because it wasn't really technically on the agenda,
Okay,
Right.
I don't think.
okay. So it's something to think about.
Yes. So possibly by the next meeting, we would make a motion for
Okay.
using the funds. Okay. Next in new business is the superintendent's report. Eric, are you gonna present the superintendent's report? Do you wanna talk about it?
Well, the appropriations for December was $49,445.42. And the revenue brought in was $16,444.80 for December, bringing the year-to-date $241,557.37.
Also included is the sports revenue report from Dennis. So our total revenue for the sports program for 2018 was $48,885. And I suppose that's all. So, I'll entertain a motion to accept the superintendent's report.
I'll move that we accept the superintendent's report.
Have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
In old business, work list, updated work list for 2019. So for February, build picnic tables. They have about 50 of them done already. Begin working on the trail extension depending on the weather. So far, it's still been, with the way that the weather is gone, it's still just mush.
They haven't put the gravel down yet.
Yeah. Take down remaining Christmas lights. I know that they were working on that last Thursday.
They finished today.
Did they get Santa down?
Yeah. I don't know about Santa, but they did get all the lights down.
Santa, okay. I think Santa's.
Santa's just hanging
Santa's-
out.
Randall was
Yeah.
scared
No
of the
big deal.
ice.
Okay.
And then repair the benches at the soccer complex. The shelves in the gymnasium closet have been completed.
Has that actually been done, Erica?
What?
The shelves in the gym, is that done or,
We have them at the building. They were delivered. The guys are gonna build them on Wednesday.
okay, so it's not done yet?
All the stumps have been removed.
The one thing that's not highlighted that I keep talking about, like almost every meeting, is the Longwood Bridge. We just keep putting it off, and now one corner of it's starting to settle, it looks like, and that's why the boards are all coming off of it. And I think we need to have the Longwood Bridge on the agenda every month to where we can talk about it. Last meeting I was at, I asked to have a committee for the Longwood Bridge, but that hadn't happened.
Jess went to the HPC meeting, the last one, and mentioned it. Were you at that? She said that,
Well, Jessie was supposed to be there at that meeting, so we could ask her some questions, but she didn't come, I guess, weather. Thought maybe that she could point us towards some grants or some advice on what to do with it.
I think it's getting a lot of attention that we're not doing anything with it. It's just getting worse and worse. Erica, can you help us pull together a committee to where we can meet? I can meet with you even, and a couple other people to start pushing it forward maybe. I can help you with it.
I didn't see about that.
Okay. I remember we met with a guy, a year ago, and he said it was gonna be a few years before anything could be done, but that doesn't mean we just sit and wait. We have to, and I'm sure there's grant money out there for it, but we just have to go find it. But if we don't watch out, we're gonna end up having to come up with money to tear it down.
There was a big discussion at the HPC meeting among the people, but like I said, Jessie Russett wasn't there. So she brought up a couple different scenarios, like moving it so it could be a usable bridge. And I guess everybody's kind of torn one way or the other, whether to take the chance to move it and people could hit it when they're driving through it, or get money, some funds for it being an active bridge. And then the other thing is whether we just use it to try to keep it from being damaged. So there was a big discussion about it. Daniel Phelps will be able to be on there with you and a big discussion on it.
Okay.
okay, next we have miscellaneous business. We've talked for about a year now about, like having a job evaluation form. And so Jesse and I have been looking into that. And I am going to work on creating a code of conduct for union employees, because we actually have the City of Connersville Parks and Recreation absentee policy, but they also have work rules and general policies for non-union associates. So we have that, but we don't have a formal document for union employees. And it's not in the union contract that specifies, like their code of conduct or disciplinary actions or anything like that. So I'm working on creating that, as well as a job evaluation form. So I will then, after I finish that, I'll present it to Jess, and then we will have to present it to the Board of Works and to the union for their approval. And then we'll bring it to our park board meeting for approval.
So that'd be for union and non-union employees eventually?
Well, we already have non-union employees. They already have that.
But we're not doing it.
No, I'm not revising that. Unless I feel like we need to. But
I think we do need to.
But do we actually do the job evaluations?
no, we don't.
Probably should, right?
And we can discuss that too, on who should do the job evaluations and when. I feel like it would have to be a supervisor. We're not there every day, so that's just, we can discuss that. Once we're all done, I think it'll take at least a month. It won't take me long to create it. But then to present it to Board of Works and to the union.
Yeah, you have to get on their agenda.
Right. Do we have any other miscellaneous business?
I have a couple things. One of them's the Eagle Scout project that I brought up on the trail about the solar system. And at the last meeting I talked about that the posts were too close to the trail. We had Bob Bronson from DNR who, when he toured the trail, the bench that was up there, he said that was illegal or was a concern because it was too close. Well, that's been moved now. I don't know how that got moved, but somebody riding a bicycle or even walking could hit it, but it was back off, a good foot off of the trail. These I brought up because of the concern that the posts are basically right on the trail. And if you're riding a bicycle and you've got headphones on and you're going through there and you catch one of them, you've got a big problem, or even just a walker or what do you call it, baby stroller or anything. So I brought that up at the last meeting I talked about. And Jess told me that I wanted to make sure that he didn't do any more work on them. He just put the posts in the ground until he came talking to us and showed us the diagrams, because none of us knew, or none of us had a diagram of what it was supposed to look like. And she agreed to that. Yet, I got a text from John Clark from our trail committee showing that somebody had already vandalized one of the boxes. I mean, they're just going to be a target for vandalism is what I was afraid of. But somebody had already vandalized one, and I didn't even know that they were up. They weren't supposed to be put up yet. So I talked to Jess about it, and they hadn't all been put up. Now I found out they've all been put up, so they're all up. And I don't know why I even brought it up, and she agreed that we weren't going to let them put them up until we talked about it. So now we've got a bigger problem. What do we do about it? Because they are too close to the trail. They actually, I don't know if they actually hang over, but they're right at the edge of the trail. So now we've got an issue with it, and I really don't know where we're going to go with that, but we have to do something.
So the DNR guy has said that they're too close?
He didn't know. He said about the bench that was up there, and it was farther off of the trail than these are. These are even closer. The DNR guy, he hasn't been up there since we put these up.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't the thing with the scout thing that it had to be completed by a certain date. Don't they only have so much time to do these things?
I don't remember that at all.
It's been a while.
I'm sure they do
Yes,
have,
I
I'm sure
looked back
there's
in my
a-
notes, and it's been a long time, actually.
So,
But we're going to either have to move them or ignore it. And so I don't know what to do about it now, but I've talked to Jess a couple of times and now they're up. So I really don't know what to do about it.
Aren't they cemented into the ground?
They are, yeah. You know, we could send our guys up there and spend how many hours to go up and dig them up with backhoes and move them back off of the trail, and but I don't know, it's unfair to them too. Not to mention we need them to do other stuff. But I'm just not real happy about it because we didn't have to allow that. We could have stopped it before it got as bad as it is now, but now we've got an actual problem. The other thing is the Miller building, we closed for lunch, the building, and I don't think we should close for lunch. Went in 11:30 to 12:30, Erica, that they closed.
Yeah.
And since we've got 3 people there most of the time, it doesn't make sense to close. We should just be staggering people, so somebody's there all the time. There's a lot of people that I believe come down there on their lunch hour from work and can't get in because it's closed. So I was going to ask about that, what you guys thought about that.
So now everyone takes lunch from 11:30 to 12:30?
Mhm. Dennis leaves at 11 every day though.
Right.
Stagger 11, 11:30, and 12.
I just think it's something that we need to check into, because I think it's kind of crazy to close the building down for an hour during the day when I don't think we'd have to, you know, if they staggered their hours.
I can understand it. There's people that come down, do their lunch hour to try
Try
to
to
do
walk in the
business
gym
or whatever.
or do business.
So that's my complaints. Unless you want some more.
Do you hear anything from people that show up when you're closed? Like, is that something that
We have a few, but it's not really consistent. Normally what we do is we'll either, during like the last day of registrations, we'll stay up until 5. And we'll stay open during lunch, but we don't all the time, but usually during the last week or so, we'll stay open to give people time.
I don't think, this isn't anything these girls or these people have done.
No.
It's just always been this way,
Right.
but it's just something that doesn't really make any sense.
I mean, no, probably not, but if it's not, you say it's a minimal amount of people and we're staying open extra, I don't,
Well, I don't think she's saying that.
Well, if you're not there, you don't know who's.
well, I guess that's true too. That's a good point.
Well, actually, I came one time, but it's been quite a while to go pay for it.
I do have one
Rental.
more thing real
Mhm.
fast. The, our pool, once summertime comes and we go to put chemicals in the pool, Daryl Drew was the one that was certified to do that. And Daryl Drew's no longer here. Are we gonna have a pool that's closed because we don't have anybody put chemicals in the pool? Or do you have any idea? I think we're just gonna be scrambling once it comes.
Yeah, that's a very good thought. So,
I know she looked into that, but I don't know what she ever came up with on that, so I'll remind her and see if she'll let you guys know.
okay, don't you think that one of the maintenance guys should be probably certified in that?
Or even Dennis, you know, it
Yeah.
was Daryl that did it.
Probably wouldn't
If
hurt
he's
to have
interested.
two people.
Dennis is part-time again, remember? So it should be one of those maintenance guys.
If you had two people, if one wasn't available, you'd have two
You
that were
could.
capable of doing it.
Or, I don't know if Jess is able to do that union-wise or not.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
And our other board member, I've talked to Harold Gordon about Dave Young when he resigned, and it was gonna be, this is the first month of the new term, which would have been the right time to do it, and we're still down a board member, and Harold hasn't. You know, if anybody's interested in the park board, they need to get a hold of Harold Gordon, or,
I think he had several people.
He
on his
did have
list.
several,
He has
had
4.
several people.
yeah,
I think it's just maybe a matter of him choosing.
right.
Okay. Claims including payroll. Any questions or discussion?
I move that we accept claims including payroll as written.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Public forum. Jared, anything?
Sorry I missed the last one, I already brought up the contract, but I wasn't here.
So how's everything going?
Good. Can't complain, someone stole our portable mound that was down there. So we're out of that right now.
You need to get up there and say, anybody out there knows where it is, bring it back.
Oh, I know, I don't think we'll be getting that back anytime soon.
There's this one.
I missed a net now.
It's too bad.
It's a shame.
Yeah, somebody stole one of our new picnic tables too.
Okay, no public forum.
Forum,
Forum, then
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.